We started this about 8 years ago. And when we started this, there was just a handful of teams. We got over 2,000 members now that fish with ASABFA. These are very expensive tournaments to put on. With sponsors like Go Build, this is what makes this possible. A tournament trail normally pays out cash prizes. We pay out scholarships. And Go Build and companies like that is what makes that possible.
The mission of Go Build Alabama is to educate young people, parents, and others into the great careers that are available in the commercial and industrial construction industry, and then to inspire them to move forward and start their own construction career path. These are not jobs that will export out of the country. So this is a magnificent time for young people and others that might be considering career change to think about construction careers.
Back when I got into fishing pro stuff, there wasn't anything like this. So sponsoring things like this, you're really pushing those kids to do more.
At Go Build Alabama, we really are excited about this sponsorship because this gives us an opportunity to talk to students, support them in one of their extracurricular activities, and help inspire them to maybe consider a career in the construction industry.
You know exactly where you want to be. On the water with your best friend. You two out there just casting and catching. Out on the water is a great place to make memories that'll last. But we can't help it if your kid's a better fisherman. Visit Freedom Marine Center, Highway 431 in Albertville, and freedommarincenter.net.
Take it from me. When it came to my dreams, I knew that being hands-on would take me places college never could.
Take it from me. When it came to my career, I was floating from job to job, never finding my calling.
Take it from me. When it comes to what's next, joining the trades will take you further than you ever thought.
Take it from us and find your future at gobuildal.com. Be more. Go Build. Take it from me. When it came to my dreams, I knew that being hands-on would take me places college never could, and joining the trades took me further than I ever thought. Find your future at gobuildal.com. Be hands-on. Go Build.
When considering Maslow's hierarchy of needs, one must first figure the basic level of. So essentially what Maslow is saying is that from the basic level, what are we doing here?
Look at that beauty right there.
Shelter in warmth. Oh!
Let's get loud for that fish right there.
Well, let's not forget that we'll be discussing
Greg Hackney, 2014 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Aaron Martins, 2013 and 2015 Bassmaster Angler of the Year. What else do these guys have in common? Phoenix Boats. The last 3 Bassmaster Angler of the Year titles were won out of Phoenix Boats. Coincidence? We think not. Phoenix Boats. Our passion for fishing is obvious.
Greetings, Barry Corbin here with ASABFA. A couple minutes late, we had some technical difficulties to get worked out. I think we've got it all settled down now, so we'll go ahead and start our presentation and get things kicked off. So let me bring my slides up here and we'll get started away here. All right, I should have us up now. So we're going to be at Scottsboro. Very glad to be at the city of Scottsboro hosting us again. So great opportunity to be there. Looking forward to a great time and no fog. But the last time we were there, we had a several-hour delay with fog. But be glad to be back there this time. Let's take just a moment here and pause for a word of opening prayer, and then we'll get things kicked off. Father, we thank you for this time that you've given us today. Thank you for this meeting that we're able to have. Thank you for this organization that allows these young people across the state of Alabama to take part in your great outdoors. We thank you for the many blessings. Pray your safety upon the anglers, boat captains, and coaches this weekend as they travel to and from and while they're taking place in the tournament. Thank you for the many blessings and the grace that you show us all on your salvation offered to us. In thy holy name we pray. Amen. All right, so again, we'll be at Scottsboro at Goose Pond Landing. Great lake there in Guntersville, one of the bigger lakes around. If you get a chance and want to have an opportunity to have a meeting location, people there in the city of Scottsboro is very, very good to work with. Katie Kirkland is who Josh and I have been working with. Does a tremendous job. Very quick to get back response-wise, and just glad to have her as our contact there. Does a great job. Y'all take advantage of what she brings to us. As always, we want to give you a reminder that we will be on Facebook Live. We are currently on Facebook Live now, obviously, and we will also have a link on our website that you can join us. So if you've got family and friends that can't be there, I encourage you to go on, like our pages, and then visit the website. If you're not on Facebook, you can let your folks know that. And just encourage you to contact your family, friends, and have them take part if they're not in place. Got an announcement here that I will be sending this out, if not tonight, tomorrow, on our classic percentage split. So questions coming up, and rightfully so. We think we got a pretty good handle on what our numbers will be for the classic between the new divisions where we've added the small private through 3A, as well as the 4A through 6A split. So we will be taking 68% of the 200 boat field. And that's when I say approximately, I mean, if you do the math, that's correct. But we will add teams up until we get that 136, but it may go over if need be, because we want to maintain that 200 or slightly more. So not all teams will have 6 boats. So the number of teams that come will vary. Minimum number would be right around 200. I'm sorry, about 22 teams. That's if everybody fished 6 boats. That's not going to be the case. So the actual numbers that we will be coming up with and being inviting, we'll do the math on the number of boats each team has that qualifies for the Classic, and we'll invite that many teams on the 4A through 6A. Same situation through the small private through 3A. Roughly about 32% of our 200 boat field, 64 boats, will be coming from that division. Again, it makes a difference whether you're fishing 2 boats or 4 boats, how many will be coming for the team, but we'll be bringing in 64 boats. And whatever number that might be for the number of teams to get to that number is what we'll bring. And I've heard from a couple of teams, be making plans ahead of time. If you will not be able to take part in the Classic, let us know, closer to the Classic time to exclude you in the numbers if you're going to be in those top percentage, if you are not going to be fishing with us, so we can get invitations out to those that would like to, if for whatever reason, if you're fishing another tournament trail and can't fish the Classic, we can go ahead and get these spots filled as quickly as possible. And then the last note on our junior division, all teams that have fished all 3 of their assigned lakes will be taken for the junior division this year. So I thought hopefully that clears up the splits, so you'll have some idea about where you are. Obviously, the final number is not going to be known until we get to the point where the last tournament is fished and we know who is in. All right, Mr. Josh, I'm going to turn it over to you right now.
All right. So obviously our COVID-19 protocols are still in place through the remainder of this season. As far as when it gets to weigh-ins, do not attend if you've been exposed to someone who has COVID-19 or its variants or are currently under quarantine. As many of you I'm sure are aware by now, these are the symptoms: elevated temperature, chills or shaking due to chills, sore throat, headache, and flu-like symptoms. So if you're having any of those symptoms, be aware of that when it comes to weigh-ins. All right, sponsors for 2022. We got Phoenix Boats, which is our title sponsor. Just a phenomenal boat. We're seeing more and more on tournament trails. They sponsor us, give money for scholarships, as well as other things to kind of make sure we're able to put on these tournaments for the anglers. Go Build Alabama, that's been with us for several years, is back as well. And then we have below that some of these other ones. Freedom Marine, for example, that sells some of the Phoenix boats. Ken Chambers there also gives out money for our big fish, and also gives out money for the person who has the highest finish that is fishing out of a boat that is purchased or powered from Freedom Marine. A couple of the other ones you see there, a lot of the times you will see our award ceremony as we are giving out the awards. They are some of our prizes. We give out some frog togs each tournament, some Shimano and Hammer rods. Power Pro line has been some of our 5 Fish, 5 Alive awards in the past. Alabama Power contributes a lot of money to some scholarships, and Wetumpka Marine Electronics is with us this year as well. Some of the other ones, we've got Big Bite Baits. That's on the next slide that'll be coming up. Big Bite Baits is very commonly our 5 Fish, 5 Alive that we give out for ones that have a limit. So some great sponsors that we got to work with. Back to you, Barry.
Okay, I'm sorry. Where would you leave off? I lost you there for a second.
Yeah, the sponsors. It went off right after the sponsors.
Okay, I'll take it over there. I heard you say something about Phoenix Boats. I'll go ahead and take off from there. Let me get my screen back up. And I lost you too.
Went through all of the sponsors if you were able to hear it. And while you're getting it pulled up, anyone that's got questions, if you want to comment on the Facebook feed, I'm monitoring that so we can go back and answer those questions. I've got one on there right now that we'll go to, but any questions you've got in regards to the weekend as we go through, you can put those on Facebook.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. Same thing with the if you've got questions on the website, you can text the ASABFA phone 334-300-4437. It's on the website as well as our Facebook page there to get the number. So next slide we got up.
I think we lost Barry again.
All right, I'll pick up until he hops back in. We've got some technical difficulties, so we'll roll with what we got that's on here. Packet pickup will be at the City of Scottsboro Civic Center. That's going to be located there in Goose Pond Colonies. There's the address on the screen there, 1165 at Hembury Drive. You'll be able to come through.
Some of you don't like traveling to get that one thing, but
5:30.
It really is extremely beneficial if you or another team can get somebody to pick us up.
From the team, either a coach or someone that they designate that will pick up that packets.
Next one we got there is
during that time frame.
Make sure, coaches, that you cover the rules with the ASABFA, and make sure that you're covering that.
Please get those.
Josh, looks like you're talking, but I'm not hearing you.
The night before. A couple of rule reminders and changes that are different for this year. So as always, read all of the rules.
Josh, you muted.
The ASABFA website prior to any of the tournaments. The official rules can be found on the main website page. Some of our big changes from previous years: no puncture coil system can be used for any of our tournaments. 30-day rule as far as pre-fishing and help has changed to 7 days. So the week of the tournament. So that we're in that right now. No guides, no local help, no pre-fishing with anything outside of your team. And then A-rigs are allowed this year as well.
All right, is he still there? No. He's not showing muted, but I can't hear him.
There you go.
There we go. And all right, so some other things for all participants. This includes boat captains, anglers, observers if you have them. No inflatable life jackets. Much better on our last tournament that we had at Eufaula as far as having life jackets working properly when you come by the blast-off line, fastened as manufacturer designed. So we've been working on that for a couple years now. We're starting to finally get everyone through the line correctly. Anglers and boat captains work with each other, remind each other of those rules. Stay seated when you're coming through the blast-off line. We have a lot of anglers that try to stand up in the boat as they're coming through.
Wayne, can you tell me when I need to go? I can't hear anything.
Fall and be injured doing that. So please stay seated as you're coming through the blast-off line. Keep your hands inside the boat at blast-off. This is one problem that we have a lot of times. The boat captain will swing too close to the pier, and the boat's going to hit the pier. Anglers will reach their hands out to try to stop it. That's a good way to end up getting your fingers smashed, break your wrist, your hand.
No.
You're not going to be able to most of the time to stop that, and you definitely don't want to get caught. So boat captains, you don't have to come flying by and get
Are we up now to Mike? That's what the slide is.
Then a foot or so of the dock is fine. Make sure you not have your hands out. So again, before I turn this over to Mike, if you've got questions about specific things for this tournament, put those on the comments on Facebook.
Did Josh finish, Lane?
And we'll answer those when Mike finishes up giving you some details about the tournament this upcoming weekend. Go ahead, Mike.
All right, thank you, Josh.
So I need to go backwards.
As you can see on there now, there's a map. This year we're going to do little things different.
Mike is up then.
We're not trailer weighing to the lower end of the parking lot. We're going to try to keep everything up next to the boat ramp.
I'm not seeing him moving.
You can see on this map, you can see where the blast off is going to be, where the weigh-in trailer is going to be sitting, and your return pegs is going to be a little different from where you get your pegs.
Locked. I see you.
And it's off to the left of the boat ramp there. So if Barry could swap over to the next screen there. Lane, can you get Barry to switch over? Get Barry to switch over.
Well, I can see the two of them.
All right, boat stages to the right of Long
on the screen with the slide
must be in the water by 6 a.m.
I'm sorry.
That is 6 o'clock. Any later than that, we're closing the ramp at 6 o'clock. So we can start blast off,
Mike.
A little after 6, about daybreak. As soon as we get safe light, we're gonna blast off. So ramp will close at 6 o'clock. Whether you're in the water or not in the water, then you'll have to when you get after we have blast off, you can get back in, start you back in the water.
Lane, can you just tell me when to swap?
So, boat numbers should be on the outside of your motor, visible location so we can all see it. As you're coming through the line, make sure you're, whether it's daylight or not, you have to have your lights on.
Slides.
No inflatables, all boat captains, anglers and all, you already know this, no hybrid kill switch must be attached. All you have to do is show us as you come through the line. Just don't make sure you don't pull it out. All you got to do is show us it's attached, and you'll be ready to go. Live wells open, running. Come close enough so we can see inside, and you'll be good to go there. Boat captains, tell me to go back to the last one. All right. Violators, any violators that don't have your life jackets or anything in the line will be pulled off to the side, and you'll have to wait till everybody's gone, done, and then we'll blast you off one at a time as you keep there. Always keep your boats in your gear, and you'll be ready to go. Now you can switch over.
To the boat captains, this one?
Boat captains may not. And this is also the observers. If you're an observer in a boat, you're the same as the boat captain. They cannot handle rod, reels, or the tackle. They cannot fish or use technique, show you a technique on how to fish. Help. Boat captains may help net the fish, only if they request it.
Well, is that going to kill him?
You can help them and give verbal instructions. And they can also help cull and be ready to go. And we've lost Barry once again, technical difficulties, and our slideshow is gone. There's Barry.
All right. Sorry about that. I don't really know what happened.
Just got through with the boat captains. Go to the next one. All right, safety first. Trouble out on the water. If you're having trouble on the water, first call should be to 911 if it's a real emergency and you need somebody quickly. Call 911. After that, you can call myself at 256-263-6895. I'll have my phone with me all the time, so give me a call. Any questions, no matter what. Or you can call Barry on the ASABFA cell phone at 334-300-4437. If you need a Towboat USA, Chad Giddle will be out there. You can also give him a call at 256-307-1313. And for memberships, new memberships are $74 this year, and all renewals are $99.
Yeah, Mike, let me make a clarification. Chad is not going to be actually on the water, but there is a Towboat US there, so just call the 800 number should you have a problem, and they can take care of you.
All right. Y'all just remember, be on the water by 6. We're locking that ramp down at 6 o'clock so we can start blast off.
All right. Any questions? You either put them on the Facebook Live and Josh can take care of them, or if there's any by the website, text the ASABFA number, and I'll be more than happy to try to answer any question that you got.
I've got one on the Facebook page right now about push poles. So boat captains can help do things as far as the operation of the boat, not in catching and landing fish. So you're not handling any of the lures, you're not tying on lures, you're not doing
untangle them.
You can help handle the operations of the boat. That's fine. Another question was, how many senior and junior boats are there this weekend? I saw that earlier, and I can't remember off the top of my head, Barry, if you can hear me on that one. How many junior and senior boats do we have? Do you remember an estimated number?
You're looking around that 240, I think, with all of them.
Okay, so junior and senior together, 240 boats or so. So as Mike said, and we've tried to stress, the blast off is going to be in a different location from where it's been in Goose Pond for the last couple years, which means we will have to shut the ramp off when we start blast off. So at 240 boats going in at one location, you need to be there early. We understand that you may get in the line and you may be sitting in line in Goose Pond for an hour and a half and still get cut off at the ramp. That's why we're trying to give you a heads up. There's 240 boats. The ramp will have to be cut off. So if you're one of the first 50 boats there, then you don't have to worry about it. If you're coming in within an hour or maybe even an hour and a half of the time that we cut it off, you take that chance there. So around over 200. And another question we had is, can we go back to the map and explain the weigh-in process? I think we cut out there some, Barry. If it will allow you to share your screen again, I'll let Mike pick up there on that page with the map. We'll have that as well. I think we can get that sent out to you coaches and boat captains. We may even can put that picture of that map out on Facebook maybe so that you can study it. But it will show you where all of the boats will be staging. I know it's probably a little blurry there. But Mike, if you want to pick up there and explain that, we had some questions just making sure they understood that.
Yeah, you're right outside the marina there where the staging area is going to be to the right. Your blast off, you'll be coming down in front of them piers. And about middle ways there where the start is where you'll pick your peg up. That's where Curtis will be standing throwing pegs to you. And you'll go on past the boat ramp right there before you take off on plane. And when you return pegs, we're down here on the left-hand side beside the boat ramp. My two ladies will be standing there with bright colors on that you'll be able to see them. They'll be standing there to get your peg. And you can go back over where you blasted off from and park, and then come up and get your bag from the bump table and go back and get your fish and bring them up. And the weigh-in trailer is right behind the marina there. And that where it's got the star right there, it says weigh-in trailer, is where we go. We're not trailer weighing. We used to trailer weigh all the way at the far end of the parking lot. You used to get in your boat and go to the far end of the parking lot. We're trying to keep it up close so we can, time-wise, so we can get y'all through and get y'all in and out and gone before it gets dark. Because last time we was there till after dark, trying to get everybody weighed in. So a little bit closer, a little bit tighter situation there, but we're going to try to see if this will work. We have been told all the big tournaments use that spot right there, so I think we'll be fine. Got plenty of spots right there for tents to go up, and if anybody has a problem or got any more questions, my phone number is on here. You can just give me a call and I'll try to explain it to you. Anything else, Josh?
A couple things in that same line there to touch on what Josh was just talking about, as well as you. I got a call today with a question mark about the winds. My app is showing low speed, but if it gets up, that's going to get a little hairy. So just be careful where you're putting your boats. And please keep your boats in gear. I know we've already talked about that, but keep them in gear so you've got control. Again, to reiterate what Josh has said, don't come mad because you didn't get in and there was a long line. Expect the long line and get there early. We cannot be launching boats and blasting off at the same time. So please make sure you're there plenty early. We've got a lot of boats coming. And we're just going to have to get everybody in place ready to go. So to keep those two things in mind, please.
One last thing while we've got this picture up. I know that once you get your boat in the morning, the easiest thing for you to do is to tie it up to the dock and leave it there until it's time to blast off. There's no way we can get 240 boats right there on that pier and dock. So as soon as you drop your boat off, boat captains, as soon as you can get back to the boat and get all three of you in the boat, please go ahead and free up some of the places there on the dock so that you can go ahead and float back to your staging area so that other boats can get in there and pick up their boat captains. A lot of times we'll have some boats that have come in and they'll tie up and sit there for an hour waiting on blast off to start. We just don't have the room for that to happen there. So please keep that in mind. Before we start blast off, we're going to have to pull all boats out of the dock area and backstage so that people can come across the front of them. So when we get ready to blast off, we've already got the ramp shut off, and all of you that are in the dock spaces tied up is going to delay us getting you blasted off. So please go ahead and get all 3 people in your boat and get back to your staging area instead of sitting there tied up. And that's all that I've got right now on Facebook. If you got anything else, you can shoot us a message on Facebook, send us a text to the numbers that were on the presentation, and we'll get your questions answered before the weekend.
In that same line there, Josh, we need to be aware of that in the same situation in the evening. We cannot have you just sitting there with your boat tied up for the weigh-in because we've got a lot of boats to come in. So come in and drop your anglers off, get the bags, get the fish in the bag, and then we need to get the boat away from the pier so the next boat can be coming in and get prepped, ready to go. Any other questions?
That's all we got.
All right. Looking forward to this weekend. If you got questions between now and then, you can text them or email me at the 334-300-4437, or you can shoot them to the email, to my email address, which is located on the ASABFA website, as well as it's located on our Facebook. So either location, if you got questions, I'll be more than happy to try and get a quick answer back to you. If it's something I don't know the answer, I'll touch base with Mike and we'll make sure you get a good, satisfactory answer. That being it, we can log them off.